You are now watching one of the most powerful AI video tools at work. I can grab this bottle and turn it into a lightsaber or a magic wand, or just make it disappear entirely while I'm still actually holding it in my hand. I can even change the weather. For example, I can make it snow or make it rain, and I don't even have to look like this. I could transform into claymation, into Legos, or anything I can imagine. And these didn't take me hours to make. Each one took a single prompt. This is Gemini Omni, Google's latest AI video model. And in this video, I'm putting it through a series of tests to show you what it's great at, where it falls apart, and how to prompt it without burning through your credits on failed generations. I'll also put it head to head with Seedance 2 in a few of those tests to see how the two models compare. So grab a coffee and let's get into the first test. My favorite way to use Gemini Omni is through Higgsfield. So once you're in, head up to the top menu and hover over video. In here, you'll see Gemini Omni Flash. You can go ahead and click on that. Once you're in, you'll see two ways to feed it media: elements and frames. With frames, you give it a start frame and an end frame. With elements, you can give it up to 1 video reference and 5 image references at a time. I prefer elements in most cases as it gives you the most flexibility. Right off the bat, you'll also notice that this model comes with some clear perks and a few limitations. Let's start with the biggest perk, the price. Generating a 10-second video costs around 30 credits on Higgsfield, making it roughly 50% cheaper than Seedance 2 at 720p. As for the limitations, the first one is duration. Videos are kept at 10 seconds, which is shorter than the 15 seconds we've become used to with some other frontier models. Resolution is also kept at 720p, so if you need 1080p, you can upscale the finished video using a tool like Topaz, which is directly available inside Higgsfield. Just keep in mind that upscaling is going to cost you additional credits. And before we look at the other videos I've generated, let's create a new one so you can see exactly how the process works. I have this video of me pretending that a bird lands on my finger and then petting it. I'm going to put it into Gemini Omni and see if it can add a realistic bird to the scene. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and drop this clip into Gemini Omni and tell it to add a bird. Let's say something like a bird lands on his finger and he pets it. Make sure the bird lands on his finger before he does the petting gesture. And I'm going to click on generate, which also brings us to the next perk of Gemini Omni, and that is its generation speed. It's actually able to generate videos in a very short time, especially compared to its competitors such as Seedance 2 and Kling 3.0. Usually it takes me under a minute or two to generate videos with Gemini Omni, while it can take more than 5 minutes with Seedance 2. All right, the video is ready. Let's take a look at how it turned out. Oh, wow. I think the video turned out pretty good, except for the part where I'm doing this at the beginning of the video. As you also saw, that's not what I was actually doing in the original one. So apart from that, everything is good. And as you're also going to see as this video progresses, you can prevent problems like this by adding in extra constraints to the prompt. For example, in this case, you can say something like preserve all original movements exactly, and that should hopefully fix the problem. But now that you understand how this process works, let's go ahead and look at the other videos that I've already generated so that we can see how it performs across different use cases. All right, so for the first test, I wanted to try something similar to the bird example. This time I asked Gemini Omni to place a tiny labubu on my speaker while I pretended to interact with it to see how convincingly the model could bring it into the scene.
Wait, what is that thing? Let me see if I can touch him. No way, it actually touched my finger.
I think it did a pretty good job overall. The labubu didn't make any sound though, and that's one of the quirks I discovered as I continued testing Gemini Omni. You need to be very specific about what you want. In this case, I could have explicitly asked it to give the labubu a voice. For the second test, I wanted to see how well Gemini Omni could simulate physics, specifically liquid physics, so let's find out. Overall, I think this video was also good, except that the coffee poured a bit too late, but apart from that, it was alright. Now for the third test, I wanted to push Gemini Omni a little further by creating a screen break-in effect. The idea was to have this miniature dragon walk toward the edge of the screen, cross from the digital world into the real one, and crawl onto my hand. This is a good test of depth, perspective, object consistency, and physical interaction. And in this case, I tested it with Seedance 2 as well, so we'll see the difference, starting with Gemini Omni. And now let's look at Seedance 2. Seedance 2 didn't handle the transition the way I wanted. The dragon crawled toward the bottom right corner of the screen and then suddenly appeared on my hand rather than seamlessly crossing into the real world. Gemini Omni followed that part of the prompt much more accurately and created a clearer transition from the screen onto my hand. That said, I prefer the dragon's texture and visual quality in the Seedance 2 result. Now for the fourth test, I wanted to evaluate Gemini Omni's timing and object consistency. I started with an empty bottle, asked the model to fill it with water after my first snap, and turn the water into wine after my second, all while keeping the bottle itself completely unchanged. And once again, I put it up against Seedance 2 to see which model handled the test better. Starting again with Gemini Omni. Alright, I have an empty bottle in my hands, and with the snap of a finger, you can see that it's now full. With another snap, it turns into wine. Overall, I think Gemini once again did a pretty good job, and the only problems were that it filled the bottle right before I snapped the first time, and the shape of the bottle changed after filling it with water. Now let's look at Seedance 2. The bottle in my hands, and with the snap of a finger, you can see that it's now full. With another snap, it turns into wine. Again, I just like the video quality and the texture of Seedance 2 better, despite both of them being 720p, but it did also change the shape of the bottle after filling it with water, and it also repeated certain words, which also happened with Gemini Omni, but it was more prominent. So I think I'd go with Gemini's generation with this one. For the fifth test, I wanted to see how creatively Gemini Omni could transform a person while still preserving their identity. With every snap, I asked it to give me a completely different hairstyle and facial hair combination, and left the choice of styles entirely up to the model. And as usual, let's start with Gemini.
Watch this. New look. And another. Let's go crazy. Last one.
I actually think it did a great job visually, and I can actually imagine myself using this to see what kind of hairstyle would fit me. That said, as you saw in the original video, I wasn't talking, but Gemini again decided to add dialogue to the video, which is another example of what I mentioned earlier regarding being specific about what you want. So I regenerated the video, this time with an additional instruction saying no dialogue, and this was the result. Overall, Gemini Omni did a pretty good job, and it came up with some interesting style choices. The main issue is that the transformations aren't always synchronized with my snaps. Now let's look at Seedance 2. Personally, I prefer the styles Gemini Omni created, but Seedance 2 did a better job of timing each transformation with the snap. So for the next test, I asked both Gemini Omni and Seedance 2 to transform a box into glass. I wanted to see how well each model could create realistic translucency while accurately revealing the objects behind it. So as always, we start with Omni. Again, Omni decided to make me do things I didn't do in the original source, like tapping on the box, which again can be fixed by adding a constraint like reserve all original movement exactly. But apart from that, it did add the transparent effect pretty successfully, but wasn't able to show me flipping the box properly. Instead, the text on the other side of the box appeared suddenly. Now let's try it with Seedance. Again, both have their shortcomings in this example. Seedance was able to show me flipping the box, but in this case, the edges of the box were still made of carton. And in both of the generations, the logo on the other side was only shown after flipping it, which should have been visible at all times since the box is transparent. But I believe these are things you can fix with both these models by adding the necessary constraints to the prompts. And here is another example where I added a motion graphics overlay to a video of me talking about some random stuff. So let's take a look at how it turned out. AI is changing everything. Costs are dropping, speed is increasing, and the opportunities are growing faster than ever. As you can see, these are not terrible, but I would definitely not use in my videos because they are super cluttered, and I also notice a lot of morphing in the text and also just problems with the legibility. Let's take a look at another one that I generated out of the same example. Changing everything. Costs are dropping, speed is increasing, and the opportunities are growing faster than ever. Again, it's not terrible, but not something I would add to my videos. Let's take a look at another example where I pretend that there is a golf ball in my hand. I put it in and then I close it, and when I open, it's supposed to disappear. Let's take a look. This golf ball, I'm gonna put it in my hand and boom, it's no longer there. There you go. I think it's pretty good as well. And then what I tried to do was I basically just wanted to add a rain effect to the video to see how well it's able to do that. And this was the result. This video we are about to see. See this golf ball? I'm gonna put it in my hand and boom, it's no longer there. So it was able to put in the rain effect to the video, but as it did that, it kind of messed up with the magic trick because this time the ball was still in my hand. Again, I probably could have fixed this by adding extra constraints. But yeah, in this case, I didn't, and this was the result. All right, here are my final thoughts on the model. I genuinely think it's a great tool for editing videos, especially when the objects in the scene don't have a lot of fine or complex detail. Once you introduce detailed objects or ask them to rotate, flip, and then flip back, the model can struggle to keep everything consistent. It also tends to morph objects more than models like Seedance do. This is particularly noticeable with objects in the background and with text, especially when the text is small. Then there are the technical limitations, such as the videos being capped at 720p and 10 seconds, but it's worth keeping in mind that this is just Gemini Omni Flash, and the name suggests that we may eventually see a more capable Gemini Omni Pro model from Google. And even in its current form, Omni Flash is fast and very cost effective, so it definitely has a place in my workflow when it comes to adding simple visual effects. I'll just have to upscale them for now. Before we wrap up, I want to tell you about my community, AI Video Mastery. We are now more than 8,000 creators strong, and inside you'll find structured step-by-step courses designed to take you from a complete beginner to a confident AI video creator. Once you have mastered the fundamentals, you can dive into specialized courses based on the skills and tools you want to explore. You'll also learn alongside other creators who share their work, exchange ideas, and give feedback on your projects. So if you're serious about mastering AI video, you can find the link down in the description below. I'd love to see you inside. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful. If you did, be sure to leave it a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this in the future. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.